Alright, we're live. Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna send the links out real quick.
Do you want us to, like, have some face action here, or what?
Oh, it's fine. We'll
What's
get it all done when we get it. Alright. Well, this is the Auto Club post race, or Flyby Cup Series post race show of Auto Club. So let's begin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna face cam this.
Oh, you're gonna face cam it?
Alright.
Yeah, I want it to be legit.
Okay.
Alright, hold on, I'm gonna do that too. So give me a second.
Growing pains.
I gotta stay on here to stream it, but we'll figure it out.
Now.
Alright.
There, I'm videoed now.
There we go.
Alright. So, everybody, welcome to the Auto Club post race show. Set that up.
Yep.
So, what do we want to talk about first from the race, guys?
Oh, let's talk about the race itself. It was a decent race. Definitely had some cautions in the beginning of the race. It wasn't too great in the beginning, but after a couple cautions or so, everyone got things together, and the race started to go green. And from that point, Mason Thompson, he was your leader for how many laps, Mike? It was around.
Mason led a total of 36 laps.
Yeah. So Mason was out front for a long time. I believe was second in most laps led.
That he was.
Yes. We had I believe it was 30, 40, maybe 50 lap green flag run before we went to the pit stops, and that's where we had trouble. Aaron Sherble, he spun getting in the pit road. He was in second place at the time, and unfortunately, coming back out, there was a little incident with 48 of Jonathan Leach slowed up, and they just got stacked up, and Aaron spun, and that brought out the caution. Things started to get a little wacky from there on out. Mike, you're up there.
Just a little bit, yeah.
You were up there. I know you were leading some. Tell us from your perspective.
Well, I only led, I think this was a total of 3 laps and stuff, and finished second. Just want to thank everybody for Napple Auto Parts with the cool 4th of July patriotic paint scheme for KMS Racing. And it was a solid day. I've never raced Auto Club before until that race, but to come out P2 after all that, I only used 1 fast repair. But other than that, to get a P2 finish, it was pretty awesome and big points day for us and for me to jump from 16th to 5th in points. So I was excited about that.
Kyle, you kept the points lead today. How did you feel about your 6th place run?
Yeah, we earned it. We earned the 6th place run. I mean, as you said, after that caution, felt like it got really wild, and wave arounds and getting trapped a lap down and all that. I mean, it was rough, but the pit stop was good. Pit crew was solid. We definitely earned it. There was a lot of hard racing even back there. So it was enough to keep first place in the point standings. If I didn't finish 6th or didn't keep the points lead, I probably would be a little more upset. But solid day.
Yeah, he actually gained a couple points in the points. Actually over me. It was a rough day. We had a really fast Bodega Toyota. We were qualified somewhere around 10th, 11th, Got caught up in an early wreck, just racing hard. Got caught there, and was able to work myself up. I was sluggish kind of on new tires, but as the tires got older, I got really fast.
Jesse,
Aaron, why are you in here?
I have a question for you.
Oh, you just kicked him out.
Anyways, yeah, I lost my train of thought. We were able to work our way back up to P3 with the older tires, and then got a good pit stop. We came out second because of Aaron's mistake, but after that, the caution came out and kind of got shuffled a little bit, went to the back. It's a pit strategy. Started third on like the last restart, and then I got into a little bit of trouble with Chris Odo. It's kind of a racing incident. He got loose on the top, and I slid up, and no caution, unfortunately. But I was glad to bring it home with a top 10, P10, enough to keep it at second in the points, which I'm glad. But just a frustrating day for me.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that incident with Chris there. Well, I was right behind you guys when that happened, and I think he just got loose and kind of just collected you, and then you guys spun off to the bottom of the track and kept it green.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, but overall a great race. How many cautions did we have? It was 6 cautions.
We had 6 yellows for a total of 18 laps.
I think that's pretty good for a second race. Instead of
Yeah, and then I was reading a couple other things. There was 14 total lead changes in that race.
Wow.
Which was good. Aiden led the most laps at 41. He also had the fastest lap of the race at 41.910.
nice.
That's what he had. He was fast.
Yeah.
And then you had Mason in second with 36. Nick had, I think 9 laps led. Jesse, you led 5, and then Chris led 5 too.
That's what we wanted. We got a lot of good hard battling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
So I was gonna say this: the top 6 in points are all kind of bunched together. Kyle, you're at 85. Jesse, 78. Mark Bell's at 77. Nick's at 72. I'm at 72, and Drew's at 71. So we're all kind of tight together right there at the top 6. 2 races.
What's crazy about that is some of the heavyweights in this league have not even scratched the surface yet. It's going to be interesting as we get further along here.
Yeah, Aiden Kirker had to miss out on Daytona, but came back in. He won Auto Club. He's put himself in a great position now. He's not too far back. Well, he's around 30. He has 46 points now. So he's around 30, 35 points back. So he's playing catch up, but he's going to be difficult to beat. He's really fast.
Well, I also think when he's in the league, he's going to be bad fast. I think Cole is he's Brady's friend, right? I think he's going to be pretty fast too. You know.
Yeah, he's going to be right there with him, I believe. They're on a team together, so we better watch out for them.
That would be an interesting team this year. And then today, KMS added Mason to the group, so that was pretty cool. Bring him on board.
Yep, Mason Thompson to KMS.
Kyle, you have any thoughts on that?
Oh, no.
I got it. We're good.
He's on mute at the moment.
Well, you want to, until he comes back, you want to talk about, like, the pit stuff?
Yeah. We've had some issues with the getting penalties on pit road, and unfortunately I was not good in this part. I didn't clarify in the driver's meeting, so it wasn't not everyone. It was only a couple people, and it wasn't multiple times. It was just mistakes on their part. They knew they did it wrong, but since I didn't clarify in the driver's meeting, that's my fault once again. I did have to clear them, but from now on I will make sure I clarify that in the driver's meeting. So there will be no more clearing of the penalties unless it's outrageous and iRacing's fault for making those penalties, and then the wave rounds will only be lucky dogs from this point on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think
I
maybe.
think that. Go ahead.
I think Kyle, late, he got caught up in maybe one of iRacing's things where it told him, instead of telling him to go around the pace car on the front stretch, it told him to go around on the back stretch, so he's a lap behind the leaders, and it was just a mess, I guess. I'm pretty sure he got saved by a caution, but that kind of...
Yeah, I was pretty happy about that, but
Yeah.
we won't get into that too much, but yeah.
So we just gotta hope iRacing doesn't make those stupid mistakes again.
Oh, yeah.
I have faith in this game, though, or this simulator. But yeah.
Kyle, you want to say anything about Mason joining KMS?
I'm stoked. I forgot how good he ran on Saturday. And then last night's little exhibition at Michigan. I mean, guy was bad fast. So I'm stoked. We need to be able to compete with the powerhouse that is Bodega. So
Yeah.
I'm coming for y'all.
All right. Oh, this is it's gonna be a good battle to the end, man.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
But
So, do we want to bring on Aiden, who won the race?
now we'll bring in our race winner, Aiden Kirker, the number 39. Hello, Aiden.
Hello?
Hello.
How's it going, Aiden?
Good, how about you guys?
We're doing good.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So why don't you tell us about your race and how you were able to get to that front, passing Mason Thompson there in the early run, the first long green flag run?
Yeah, I just kind of saved my tires a little bit. He actually got to about a second lead on me. And then once the tires kind of came in on my car, I was able to catch him and pass him.
Nice. It sounds good.
This is your stuff.
Did you? How do you think the race went for you? Like overall, did you think it went well? You think you had a good setup for it?
I think it went great. I mean, obviously we came out with the victory, but it was played out pretty much perfect for me as far as the tire wear goes, and we had that one late caution that I was able to just kind of push on fresh tires and get away from the pack to run away with the win.
I don't know if the other guys have a question. Just I don't want to steal it, but you joined the league like 15 minutes before the race started, and you come out here and you're the class of the field. So welcome to the league first and foremost. How'd that feel to come out? That's got to feel pretty good to do that. You got more in the tank for us.
Yeah, it was actually pretty surprising to go out and win the first race with the league, but I'll definitely stick around and run a lot more races. Hopefully, pick up a few more wins.
For sure, man, and congratulations again on the win and joining the league. Just one more question for you that I had. Do you have a favorite track that you want to go to, like on the schedule coming up for the rest of the races this year?
I don't know if you guys have this track on the schedule, but I love Sonoma. I love driving the Cup cars on Sonoma. That's definitely my favorite car and track combo. I got a lot of wins in the official series early on in the year, and I love that track to death.
Maybe we'll take that into consideration. But thanks for talking to us, man.
All right, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
Thanks.
All right. Do we want to bring in one of these Bodega guys?
Yeah. Do we got the guy who finished third?
Timmy is not in, unfortunately.
He's not here.
Timmy finished third.
Yeah, Timmy finished P3.
Wow.
I guess he's probably not as mad at me as I thought he'd be.
So do we have the fourth and fifth place guys too, or are they?
I think it was we kind of called it together last minute, but next week we'll make it more known to everyone because this is the time that we can do everything.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
right now, Brady Wheelman and Kyle Durbin are in the other voice chats. We could bring one of them in if you want.
Yeah, let's bring Brady in first.
All right. Hello, Brady. Got a copy?
Yes, I do.
How's it going, Brady?
What's up?
Well, not a great day for you. P15, I believe it was. What got you back there?
I don't know, just struggling with other drivers. Definitely didn't come into play. Yeah, that neon bodega car, it's going, so, that's getting thrown in the trash because it gives me bad luck, but, like Daytona, I got taken out in the last 10 laps. Auto Club, I don't know, I just couldn't find anywhere. I couldn't get up in the pack, and, I don't know, came 15th with, damaged car. It wasn't my day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I saw you got a was something with Aaron maybe? You got turned maybe in those first early 20 laps and we couldn't really get going.
Yeah, I got he came down into me, unfortunately, and I kind of wiped us out. And Drew, that one time, I don't want to. He kind of looked like he dive bombed, and he said he held his line, but he get one up into me. But it's whatever. People are still gonna learn. You gotta still learn stuff. I'm just glad that Aiden had a good race. He got a well-deserved win. Mike, yeah, you got a good race, and everyone. I mean, this is our second race. We're all still learning how we drive and stuff. So it's good to see everyone coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the first 20 laps or so was kind of like a yellow fest, and we were all kind of like worried and saying like, is this how the whole race is gonna go? And kind of just like we ran so good in like the practice races and stuff like that, and I think I learned something about halfway through the race that helped save my tires even more, which came into play when we had that long green flag run after we had that rash of yellows. But Brady, did you learn anything under that long green flag run that could help save your tires?
Not really, but I mean, what I found that helped is staying behind other cars instead of trying to pass. That kind of helped me because I was following you for that long time, and I think that kind of helped me save my tires a little bit more. Because we were in a big pack, it was hard to pass. Auto Club is a hard track to pass on, so I don't know. I didn't really learn anything, but I mean, I guess I did by staying behind other drivers. So, and yeah.
So let me ask you this. So, sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I know when we were all racing in that one big pack there, one point during the race, we were all having a great battle, and we were trying to save our tires and race hard, but I think we did an equal balance of both,
Yeah,
Alright.
I agree.
Big thing. So let me ask you this. So you got taken out at Daytona a couple times. The first time by me, and then you got taken out again at Auto Club, but you're still sitting 8th in points. So, I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, you still have a pretty solid, you're still sitting really good in the points. Do you think if you could string together some really good finishes, you could take the lead?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I gained a spot in points, to be honest, since I finished 15th. But yeah, I mean, I feel great right now where I'm standing in the points. I mean, I could definitely improve that. Next race is Michigan. I feel like I have a pretty good shot there. But I mean, I gotta see, still practice on it and stuff. Make sure everything's going good with that. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel confident. So.
That's what we like to hear.
I mean, last night when we did that unofficial practice race, you went out there and won. So, I mean, I'd say through one practice race, I think you would be the favorite for Michigan as of right now.
Yeah, I'm really good in the short run. I hate the long run. That's probably my reason why I wasn't up there. I mean, I'm really good on the short run. That's something I gotta practice on the long run. But yeah, Michigan. It came down to that short run at the end. I pitted when all of the guys didn't pit. I think that's my strategy there. And then caution came out 2 laps later. All you guys pit. I sat in the lead, and I was able to hold up William for 4 laps side by side, which is very fun to win, which I didn't think was going to happen. But yeah, William's a very good driver. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I got lucky.
No, man, you won it on pure pace. You're able to clear him on the outside. It was a good move, man.
Yeah, you were even up there too, Jesse. I mean, we had a big pack at the end there.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, thanks for talking to us, Brady. It was a blast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited for Michigan. Let's see how that goes. Hopefully, it goes a little bit better than Auto Club in Daytona.
Yeah, we hope so too.
We'll have plenty of time to practice here with all the races and stuff like that are coming up before the official race.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
See you, Brady.
See ya.
All right.
All right.
So, do you want to bring on Durbin?
I think he's not in the chat anymore. But
okay.
that's fine. I mean, speaking
That's
of
a bummer.
Michigan,
Durbin's a great interview.
speaking of Michigan, let's preview the track. 2 mile D-shaped oval, sort of like Auto Club, except not the tire wear. It's a much faster track. It's probably gonna be much better racing, from a fan's point of view. But what do y'all think about Michigan?
I feel like it's not as wide as Auto Club. And what I noticed last night, you have the time, you have to set up your passes, like kind of what Brady was saying. It's like Auto Club, it's so hard to pass. With Michigan, I think it's easy to attempt to pass, but to actually to set it up, like you just have to run in a guy's draft for so long, kind of figure out, okay, what's his line, and then make it all while saving your tires. So I think it's a little more challenging than Auto Club in the sense of trying to gain position, but it's definitely faster for sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more of a fuel game than a tire game at Michigan, even though the tires will make a difference. But I think the fuel and saving, since we're going to have 100 laps, basically the same as Auto Club, probably much more intense racing there.
Yeah, and you think about with Auto Club, I mean, you can use anywhere at Auto Club, you can use up from the wall all the way to the bottom to race. You got like 4 lanes of racing that you can use on Auto Club versus Michigan, where they repaved it a few years ago and stuff like that, and then iRacing, when they did it, they did the repave one, and it's not as wide groove-wise as it was, like, I'd say, the Legacy one, where you can run wherever you want from the top wall to the bottom to the apron, But I think what the big key is going to be, like what you said, is going to be fuel. I think it's going to be more of a fuel race than a tire race, but the tires can make a difference after, probably 10, 15 laps. Because last night, I know when I stayed out on one of the yellows, and I think a couple people pitted, and I only had like 3 or 4 laps on those tires, but they just zoomed past me, and they had fresher tires. So I think if we get a shootout at the end, I think tires will be a key at the end, I think.
Yeah, well, now hearing that, they may be. But,
I don't know. I said last night when we had the racing at Michigan, it's going to be a tight battle with all the cars on the track at one time. We're going to have a lot of pack racing, I think, with the Cup cars because of that package that they run on iRacing, and it's just going to be exciting. I don't want anybody to, use their faster cars like at Auto Club, like have a rash of yellows at the beginning of the race, and then, toward the end we have a long green flag run, and then we have a couple yellows late. It's like you kind of want it to be clean and green all the way. That's the hope, but
yeah.
Who knows, Michigan. I don't know if a lot of these guys have raced in Michigan before. That's why I'm hoping, the practice races will help, and we can have a clean green race and a fast one at that.
Yeah. I think a big part too is that the track is really loose early on. You want to get back to the gas, like you want to get back to the gas, and you can't. And one thing I've noticed, and maybe it's just me, is the back end fishtails so bad early on. So it's like you have to be patient with the tires and then save them. by the time they come in, you're like, oh, awesome, now I can fly. But do I really want to?
Yeah.
So it's going to be that mix of, definitely preserving your gas and preserving your tires, because as we've seen before, we can run, 60, 70, 80 laps under green. At that point, you're probably pitting at least once or twice. So it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, like I said, the tire fall off. It also depends on the line that you run. So if you the very bottom of Michigan, I think it maybe has just a little bit less banking for some reason, and it's really difficult to stick a pass on the bottom. So the preferred line is to try and get to the outside of someone. You see, like, just most of the time they're either gonna come to the outside in the entry of the corner and then shoot to the bottom. If you enter like at the beginning of the corner to the bottom, you're gonna get very loose or very tight, one or the other, or both at the same time. So if you can run or protect that outside lane, I think your tires will be saved better as well.
Yes. So I just want to touch on this. What are your guys' kind of like expectations for the Michigan race? What would you like to have happen?
Realistically, so looking at the bigger picture, I'd like to clean up a lot of what went wrong at Auto Club. I'd like to clean up a lot of that. A lot of guys are racing hard and respectfully. A lot of guys are racing hard and not caring about one another. But it'd be nice to see us just, get in there, race hard, clean, fast. Personally, yeah, we're going for a really solid points day again. Always want to see a win, but with the group of guys we have, it's an open race anytime. So, but I'd like to see the most of those. Everybody just kind of race with respect. Let's make it fun. You never mind losing to a guy that you battled hard with. When you told me Timmy finished third, like, I'm cool with that. We battled hard, but hey, we both got a solid finish out of it. So you never mind losing to a guy who, hey, outdrove you. That's fine. So it's a lot of competition. You want to see the competition for sure. Makes it fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping for one, maybe two cautions. I would not like to see more. I'd like to see a mostly green run and see who's better on the older tires, who can save the best, and what can happen during the race, like how people execute their pit stops and the strategy of it all. I'd like to see that. But also, I think that there's probably going to be some pretty aggressive racing, especially early on. Everyone's going to be antsy. I think we may see, usually we probably see one caution like on lap 1, because everyone's very antsy, but from there on I expect that everyone races clean, like Kyle said, with respect, and we can just go green from there, and may the best man win.
For sure. And I kind of second that too. I think early on, a lot of guys are going to be aggressive like Auto Club, and I don't want it to be like those first 20 laps at Auto Club, but guys are going to be aggressive. They want to get everything they can. Clean air is so important, and you don't want to, get stuck in dirty air and get wrecked up in something that happened, because stuff's going to happen in Michigan on those restarts. People are going to try to go 3 and 4 wide early on, and I think if we can just settle into a rhythm like we did after the 20 laps at Auto Club, and kind of just settle into a rhythm, get everybody, race the racetrack, get in their own groove, and kind of, focus, okay, let's focus on the hard racing toward the end of the race when it matters, when every position matters for points and a win. I think that's what I hope that people will do, but at the end of the day, it won't. Or it could be, who knows. But I'm just hoping for at least another top 10. I'm not the fastest at Michigan, so I'm bringing out a new paint scheme for Michigan. I'm excited for that. All the boys at Napa got me a new paint scheme, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I've got my new scheme. It'll be showed off I know y'all have already seen it, but we haven't touched on it live, so, but I feel pretty confident at Michigan. I'm pretty good there. I think I still need to work on my short run speed. Just like Auto Club, I'm feeling a little sluggish. But when we get to the older tires, I feel really fast. I feel like I can fly by guys. But yeah, if I'm expecting anything, I'm hoping for a top 5. But I'll be happy with a top 10. Hope I don't get screwed in any way. Hope everyone races and finishes where they're supposed to finish. But
For sure.
yeah.
Agreed.
I just want to touch on one last thing. If we're looking at all the standings and stuff that I currently have the standings up. So, who would you say would be? I would say the championship favorites have to be right now. It would be I would say probably KMS, Bodega, and then the Aiden and his group that are racing now. I think those guys are the 3 championship favorites as of 2 weeks. But we're only 2 weeks in; a lot can change. But if you look at like some of the guys on the outside of points, you got Daryl in 14th, Chris in 15th, Aaron in 18th, Eli in 20th, and stuff. And like some of those guys, they get a lot of good runs. They can come from the back of the points and shoot up there. But and Mark Bell's he's gonna be a guy in the hunt. I think toward the end, and so is Nick.
Yeah, I think a lot of those heavy hitters in the back, they weren't able to either race Daytona or they didn't have Auto Club. But I'm expecting if somebody doesn't just take over, I think it's going to be a really tight points battle all the way to the end with like the six or 7 people when we go into Homestead that have a chance to win the championship, I think.
I think a big thing too is that some of these guys, Daryl, Brady, Aiden, even though he's got a win, he missed the first race. You got a couple of these guys who are, a win or 2 away from being up in the top 5, or just, consistency is key and it's always rewarded. You got a, handful of good finishes, 3-4 good finishes. These guys are right there in the mix, and then the flip side is, Jesse, you, myself, Mike, and the top 5 guys. We're 2 bad races from hitting the bottom, so it's anybody's. I mean, it's they have those stats. Way too early to tell things, but with the group of guys, it's wide open, and I think it will be, like you said, all the way to the end.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, a couple dark horses. You think probably Mason would be a dark horse, Brady, Timmy, Jonathan Leach, like those guys would be dark horses. I consider them favorites too, but I mean, they're really good picks for dark horses.
Yeah, I really think we're going to have to wait till around the midpoint of the season to really tell who's an actual favorite. But I think just about everyone in this league is so evenly matched. And it's really, especially a track like Michigan where draft matters and everything, I think it's just anybody's game.
I agree. One last thing that I want to ask you, Jesse, is since, you're the owner and the creator of the league, I just want to get your thoughts on, how would you think the first 2 official races have gone?
Well, Daytona was Daytona, Daytona, but I think
Daytona was awesome.
Yeah, for you. I love being a bridesmaid. Yay. But Daytona was Daytona. We're always going to have wrecks there, but I think Auto Club, we got to clean up some things, but I think it was a good second race with everyone in the race together. It's going to take a couple more weeks to learn how everyone drives and how to get used to everyone. But I think once we hit like week 4 or 5, I think it's going to be fun. We're going to be having green flag runs and everything. Once we got past those first 20 laps at Auto Club, it was pretty good. Nobody was really wrecking. It was only just when we got into the pit cycle, some guys had some trouble, which is expected. Maybe they haven't practiced pitting. That's something we got to prioritize as well. But yeah, after that pit road caution, we ran probably about 18 laps before we had I think was Steven Earnhardt. I think he blew his motor and someone ran into him, which set us up with like a 15 lap run to the finish, which there was no caution, so is I think it was a decent race, except for the first 20 laps where we made it, I think our longest green flag run in those first 20 laps was like 4 laps, but once we got past that, it was a pretty good race from there on.
Yeah, I think so too. Kyle, you got anything else to add?
Nothing really. I mean, I think we're already kind of getting to that point where guys know who they want to race with and who they don't want to race with, and it's cool. It really is. We're 2 races in, and we've a few more newcomers. I think once we settle in a bit, it'll be good.
All right. Well,
For sure.
You got anything else to add, Mike, before we go off?
I just wanted to say, thanks for everything that you guys have done for the league, Jesse, for creating this league and stuff like that, and thanks for the opportunity for doing like a post-race, race hub kind of style thing, and we hope to do this after every official race. I don't know if the host will stay the same. It could be. We might just rotate hosts. We'll see. But hopefully we'll get more of the top 5 guys on next time and do more interviews. But I appreciate everybody that came on for all these interviews and for you guys joining as hosts as well and moderators. I think it went really well.
Yeah. We'll be doing this every week. We'll make it more clear next time and to all the top 5 guys. But thank y'all for tuning in. Mike, what is your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is KMS Racing.
Kyle, what is your YouTube channel?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'll link it, but I have no idea.
All right. Well, mine it's through Wide Time, but make sure you tune in. I know I'll be streaming. Mike and Kyle, they had some issues, but they will possibly be streaming the next races. We'll let you all know on Instagram. My Instagram, or you can follow the Flyby Cup Series on Instagram. Mike, Instagram.
Yes, my Instagram is at mpinball24.
Kyle. We're plugging everything.
No,
Come on.
Mine's no. I know that one. It's K Camper 91.
So make sure you follow all those on Instagram for updates on everything. But
hopefully Jesse will have those guys to broadcast, the race after Michigan.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a broadcaster. Probably not at Michigan, but hope for Iowa and Kansas. We'll be having a doubleheader after Michigan. But thanks everyone for watching. It's been great. We'll be back here Monday in 2 weeks after Michigan.
Sounds good. Later, guys.
See y'all.
See ya.